Hello everyone, welcome back to Ace Attorney Apolojustice. Y'all, I am not looking forward to this. I gotta be honest with you, I'm just really not. Not because I don't think this is gonna be good, but because I'm afraid of who we're gonna have to interview. That's right. Also, there's a ton of loud cars outside. I can't do anything about that. So just pretend that, I don't know, someone's driving a loud car through the courtroom? That could happen. Hello, darling, how are you? You're like the one person that could turn this around, and somehow I think you're not going to. Good morning. Not talking, eh? So, you're Vera, right? I'm Trucy. Trucy Wright. That's right with a W. But not right, right? She's not gonna say anything. Wow. We're on your side. You can tell us anything, please. I don't think it's gonna work. Oh no. Good morning. Hey, she said something. She speaks. Huh, not bad, not bad. But I think you do better with a little smile, you know? You're so pretty. You need to sell yourself, you know? No, she doesn't actually need to sell herself. Trucy, let's take it easy for starters. Oh, what's she doing? She gonna draw something. Thank you for taking my case. Okay, well that's a start, I guess. Hey, it's something, right? She drew a smiley face. Look, it's like an emoji. Oh, right, that thing. That thing is back. She doing her nails again? Oh my god. So many loud cars, you guys. I don't understand it. There she goes with the nail polish again. That's great, really. It's so cultured. What? Oh. Girl, how can you do that standing up? I can barely do my nails sitting down. Want to try? Oh, really? Oh, girls. Yeah, let them do their nails, Apollo. Let them have some fun. Jesus, her father just died. God. The victim Drew Mission was a forger. And a stolen painting was found in his studio. A life of crime, really. And maybe one that led to his death. That's the rub. I mean, we just found that out in the last one, unfortunately. So how the hell are we going to spin this? He's going to be in here, isn't he? I don't want to see Forrest Gump's face. That's what I was not looking forward to in the beginning. Ah. So far, there has not been a Phoenix Wright character yet that has, like, physically and emotionally made me, like, repulsed. But here we are. Can I see the judge first? I need to see the judge. Oh, and also, yes. He'll help, too. Oh, Judge, bless. How are you, darling? How's your robe? You doing okay?
Well, we now will, begin the, trial of...
What's happened to him?
The mission.
Is the judge okay? His voice is all raspy, and he's looking around all nervous-like.
The repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time, and may indeed alter our legal system forever.
Today is a test of the juris system. Hey, I'd like to test your juris system. No? Alright, maybe later. And the first step toward a new order in our courts. Daddy's secret mission! The jurors will function like a jury. It is hoped their inclusion will help the courts to better reflect the people's will. Why aren't there any jurists in the courtroom? Yeah, I was wondering actually if they were going to show them or not, but so far no. 3 closed-circuit cameras watch the courtroom at all times. The jurists have access to everything that transpires. Oh, I see. So in a way, I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, is that how they do it now? Because like I said, I've never been to jury duty. Do they do it like that? Or are they still like having everybody in the same courtroom watching? And then people can like see your face. I guess I kind of like it better that they're hidden. Jurist, judge well and judge cool. Yeah, rock out.
Now see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that.
No, you weren't. My apologies, Elder Judge.
Jurist, today, judge today's trial coolly, if you could be so kind.
The jurists are unbound by the letter of the law. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. And we're about to find out just what effect they're gonna have.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin, the details of the case, if you would.
The victim is the painter, Drew Mission. He was killed in his own studio. His coffee was poisoned by whom, you ask? By none other than the defendant, Vera Mission. No, look, we don't know this yet. That's what we're trying to find out. There wasn't any poison in the coffee. Achtung! Someone has been doing their homework! Indeed, poison was not present in the coffee, but on the mug itself.
The mug? Ah, residue was found on the rim, I see.
The autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death.
The court accepts this as evidence.
Alright, let me look at that. Give me that. I need that.
According to this report,
Let's see what it says before you say anything. Before you ruin it for me. Death by... Oh, shoot. Everyone told me how to say this and I still didn't say it correctly. Atrokinine, I think, is... Atrokinine. Something like that. Estimated time of death, 9 to 9:30 p.m. Anything else? 52, male, October 6, 9 to 9:30. Same thing. Okay. Fine.
the victim's death was caused by that poisoning.
Oh, God. It's gonna be like the prognosticus all over again. A chemical compound that does not occur naturally. Lethal dosage is a mere 0.002 milligrams. A touch of atrokinine in the body is a loud car. Okay. I'm sorry. I just don't even know. Every time I feel that there's gonna be no noise, is the touch of the Reaper's scythe.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin, you may present your witness.
I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. I wouldn't call him simple per se. I would definitely call him horrifying though. I don't know why he rubs me completely the wrong way. But he does. None of the other people, even some of the more annoying characters in the Phoenix Wright series, has not rubbed me so wrong as this guy has. Holy shit. Please tell me if you feel the same way. I hope I'm not being too mean, on him. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety. That journalist, no doubt. Fucking Forrest Gump, here we are. The witness will state his name and occupation. Oh, no, guys, I don't want to do this. Ah, right. Well, for starters, my name's Brushel. My job, a lone observer of the world. You know what I'm gonna do? And I don't know if the game's gonna let me get away with this, but I'm gonna try to not look at him. I'm just gonna read what I gotta read and not look at his face. Although I'm sure there's gonna be a part in this case somewhere where I've gotta do the face thing. Oh no. In other words, a freelance journalist, right? If you don't mind, I'd like to state something here for the record.
Yes, Mr. Brushel?
I dislike conclusions, specifically the jumping to aspects of conclusions. Preconceptions make sandbox of endless desert waste, end quote. But you're a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday. Well, that's true, yes. But you must understand, I stand before you today, a man with a dream. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. Scoop turns Mr. Brushel into that, Mr. Brushel, end quote. Ugh.
Let's hear your testimony then, shall we?
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be good. A simple case, eh, Gavin? For me, the jury is still out. Nice one, Apollo. Were you up all night thinking about that?
Never mind.
Alright, the journalist's story. Oh, I can only imagine where this is gonna go. Tell me about it. I visited the studio around 9 o'clock that night to do the interview. The first outsider to enter the atelier. Journalistic history made. End quote. His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. And you know what happened next? Star falls. End quote. No one else entered the room besides her the whole time. Uh-huh.
That does sound like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him.
Thank you. At least someone said it. Why would she do it in front of somebody, though, is the thing. If this was her plan all along, she could have done it any time before or after this. This was the first person that this guy had ever interviewed with. Ever. It just doesn't make any sense. What are you saying, Judd?
Need I remind you, the cameras are rolling today. I felt the need to be a bit dramatic.
You didn't do it, did you?
Me do a thing like that? Come on, that's like newsmaker making the news, end quote. Or even contemporary witch hunt, end quote. I know, wild accusations rock courtroom, end quote.
Rock indeed. Prosecutor Gavin sure looks like he's having fun. I'm so happy for him, seriously. I don't know how he can laugh at a time like this.
Very well, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination, please.
Oh, here it come. First, can I put a paper bag over his head, please? No? Alright, we're fucked. Fine. I visited the studio around 9 o'clock that night to do the interview. Tell me everything. 9 o'clock at night? Isn't that a little late for an interview?
If the great painter Drew Misham says come at 9 o'clock, believe you me, I go at 9 o'clock. The first, as it turns out, last interview with such a prolific painter.
Right. Can you tell us what it was like when you arrived? The first outsider to enter the atelier. Journalistic history made, end quote. Okay. You were the first reporter ever in Drew's studio?
Posterity will look back on that night as a turning point in journalistic history. A basically insignificant step for all mankind. But a giant step for that Brushel guy, end quote.
If no one on the outside ever had access to the studio, then it would serve to reason that the deed was done by an insider, or someone coming in at first, by which he means Vera did it.
So, how did this epoch-making interview go?
His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. Alright, tell me about that. Would you mind being a little more specific?
Ooh-wee, let me tell you, I enjoy a cuppa. In fact, it all began when I was in 3rd grade. No, wait, 4th grade.
That's not what I meant.
I believe I know what Air Forehead is driving at. This coffee the victim was served. Did anyone other than the defendant touch it?
Right, that's what I was going to say, really.
Well now, if you got a question to ask, you best straight up ask it. That's what I tell the news recruits several times if necessary. Right for a grade schooler. That's my motto.
I'm sure it works for you too.
Which isn't to say I can only ride the grade school level.
Oh, wait, I didn't press anything there. Oh, he's cutting him off, I suppose. It went so fast. Who touched the coffee?
Dunno. I was in the back looking at the studio equipment when she served it.
Oh, you were in the back, were you? So you didn't witness the thing, is what you're fucking saying to me right now, eh? Oh, me too, Apollo. That's my face right now.
And what happened next?
And you know what happened next? Star falls, end quote. What the hell does that mean? Come on, if you didn't see it.
What's this about a star falling?
Star falls, huh? It's like an old telegram. Send money. Over.
That way, you don't know? That's like journalism code word. An important personage passes away, a star falls. Get it?
But there's no gravity in space, is there? I wouldn't think stars could fall really.
Okay, Tracy, okay. Does this matter? Oh boy, this is good stuff, good stuff. How about star breaks? Nah, Lex punch. I know, star dies. No, lacks imagination. Of course, you could go with Drew dies, straight to the point. I like it. I think we need to hear about something a little more substantial. Oh shoot, okay, the moment of death, Brushel's coffee, or the star's coffee.
I really want to know about this, but would he know about this? Especially if he was in the back. The moment of death. I wonder if he saw that. That's another thing I'd probably like to ask about. Don't think we have to ask him about his, so we can rule that out probably. Shoot. I'm going with my gut. You say Mr. Misham had the coffee too. But did you actually see him drink the coffee?
Course. He who sees it wins, but he who says it wins bigger. End quote. I live in a man sees dog eat dog and writes about a world yet.
Yet?
I guess I can't say I saw him drink it, really.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He had one so-called sip, if that. Man puts lips to mugs, drinks? End quote. That poison is quite virulent, I hear. My stomach did a so-called somersault, since I gulped down the coffee without so much as a second glance at it. Wait, maybe something's there. Some kind of so-called trick? Anyone want to venture a guess, for the record?
Does this guy have a pause button? I don't know. I'm already upset. It's weird.
Well, Mr. Justice, did you find that testimony valuable?
Well, I think, honestly, if he actually didn't see him drink it, I think that's super freaking important. Right? That means he didn't witness a murder at all. He just witnessed a dude fall over. It's different. The victim drank his coffee, then immediately fell over?
Oh, yeah. You can go to the press with that one.
Wait, that's not how it happens, though. I thought Emma said that it takes a while for it to work. Didn't she? Hang on. Traces of slow-acting deadly poison. But didn't she say somewhere that it took a little bit to work? It didn't work instantly? Or am I crazy thinking I read that? Your Honor, this is a vital piece of information. Please add it to the testimony. Oh, okay.
Very well, the witness will add this to his testimony. Vital, right!
He doesn't know. This guy does not know. He had one sip, if that. The next moment he was on the floor. I think I've got to do something here. I'm almost positive that that's what Emma said. Here, I'm gonna go for it. I'm going for my gut. Traces of, see, it says right there, slow acting. I mean, I didn't read it before because I was all hyped up. And honestly, looking at this dude's face is not helping me. But, slow acting. Objection! Bye, bitch. Why the heck you lying? You know what I have a problem with? A particular property of the poison used. Atrocinine. I'm sorry if I say that wrong.
Oh? Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dosage of 0.002 milligrams paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Justice, would be reduced to a quivering pile.
Why are you using me as an example? Because he wants to see you... Oh, wait, never mind. Forget that. Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There was a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information. Never mind. I almost totally read that wrong. Ew. If you can figure it out, put it in the comments. Thanks. oh, man. I am 12. Yes, an omission. Atrocinine is as virulent as he says, but death doesn't come upon ingestion, not immediately. That's because atrocinine is slow-acting.
Slow-acting? What?
According to one forensic scientist... Emma did say it, I was right. It's one of the most virulent poisons, but it's absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. 15 minutes. If we suppose that moment Mr. Mistrom sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he would have still had time left to enjoy his last cup of joe. Oh my god, look at his ass! Did you guys see that? Motherfucker looks like Slender Man. Jesus Christ! Get that dude a hamburger or something.
Order, what's the meaning of this? If what the defense says is correct, why, that contradicts the entire testimony we've just heard.
And no one was surprised in the slightest. Well, Mr. Brushel, anything to say on the record? You in trouble now, boy?
Slow acting. SLOWACT. It was virulent, alright. Even then, it had already begun digging its claws into the journalist.
He's working on his scoop. Oh, me too, Apollo, me too. What you got to say, babe? What is it? It's Brushel, yeah? Brushel. Let's take a trip back down memory lane. Oh, is Gavin not gonna stand for this shit? Yeah, stick it to him.
Huh?
Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Think it over. This is vital.
You know what I think?
Stop what are you doing? You're either doing a gang sign or grabbing your boobs. Please do neither.
I think that was a not-so-subliminal suggestion, end quote.
I admit, it does cause a problem if he died when you say he died. I would be forced to say auf Wiedersehen to my simple case. And you would be forced to say farewell to your article.
Come again?
You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? I don't know, something tells me he might try to. And as the case drags on, other reporters will pick up the scent. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye. Didn't think about that, did you, boy? Oh, now you sweating, eh? What did he just do? What is he doing? Ew, gross! You just had that on your bald head a minute ago, now you're licking it. Oh no, this dude gives me the major heebs. I don't like it.
Look, wait. Just wait 1 second. Just a second. We're waiting. Out with it. I think I just recalled the so-called important detail. A revival of recollection, end quote. A story survival, end quote.
Attorney utterly confused, end quote.
Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I'd heard a poison that takes its sweet time, see?
But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently.
Mr. Brushel, are you saying you noticed something that explains what happened? You bet I am.
I don't believe none of this already.
The antidote for a poisonous contradiction, end quote, you might say. Or, I still have no idea what you're talking about, end quote, I might say. Give it to him, Apollo. Drag. I figured it out, but only after an in-depth interview. See? Thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned that coffee. No, you don't. Oh my god. Oh my god. Order, order! As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony. That Mr. Misham died the instant after he drank. Of course I'm standing by my testimony, and my dream of exclusive rights to the story. Ugh, I suppose it was too much to hope for. I think Gavin's like done with this shit already. Me too. Let's go out and get a drink somewhere. Fuck this. Phoenix, this is dumb. I'm leaving. What was? Of course he wouldn't choose a simple case, not him. Him? Phoenix right, who else? Yep, time to put blame. It's all his fault. I mean, we're not wrong, Apollo, okay? Achtung, Herr Brushel, report for us if you would. What is it that you noticed? It's gonna be all shit, whatever it is. I'm telling you right now. This court is a critical trial of the juror's system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed. Here we go. What is it gonna be? What Brushel noticed? Who the fuck cares? You already know this dude lying. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note? Oh, come on. That whole thing was bunk, and we already know why, too. Yeah, he had this look on his face. Man's face inscrutable as a quadratic equation, end quote. Sorry, all this lisping is really hard, holy shit.
Suicide? Poor Mr. Misham. But that means Vera's innocent.
Would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview? Exactly.
Oh.
Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Get ready, because I'm about to drag fucking Alfalfa out of this place. This is ridiculous. That was all shit. All of it. Uh-huh. I'm pressing it all because I know that this is all crap. And I want to see what he says. Was there anyone at the studio other than Mr. Misham? Well, his daughter Vera, of course. Was anyone besides Mr. Misham and Vera present? Not a single one. Not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse. The only person who didn't belong to that studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Brushel? I know what you're doing. I know you can. Don't put that blood sign up in front of me. Attorney uses classic Ramsden phenomenon ploy, end quote. If you intend to suggest that this reporter is a suspect, I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting the assertion. Yeah, when I get to it. Also, say assertion again. In the meantime, let's move along, shall we? I'm ready. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. Get out of here with this. We already know where this is going, don't we? So, he put the letter away when he saw you? Early reporter gets the worm, end quote. That's my secret. I'm not sure I follow. It's the night of the interview. I arrive 15 minutes ahead of schedule. The handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in. Okay, something tells me this is the only factual statement. He probably did come early, didn't announce it, and just barged in. That's probably the only truth here. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really? Mr. Misham sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed his letter into that yellow envelope as fast as he could. I know a secret when I spot one, and that was the one. It does seem significant. First of all, we didn't see a yellow envelope. We've only got a red one, and that's what I'm going to present, probably. Well, Mr. Justice? I wonder. It does have the ring of something important. Yeah, let's do that. Because maybe then we can press something on whatever his fixed statement is. The defense finds this testimony vital, Your Honor. Very well. Please add it to the testimony, then. Hey, why not? My account comes free of charge. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene. Girl, sit the fuck down. Objection! Bye. As it just so happens, there was a single letter in a desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope. What? Oh my god! Jesus Christ, this dude is terrifying. Why is he so scary? Prosecutor Gavin. Yes, he's just sitting back, he don't care. Was a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. But, her forehead? It's easy to mistake the color of an envelope. No, it's not. Come on, not even for me, and I suck at vision of any kind.
I guess, but not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already 7 years ago.
Well, Mr. Brushel, I can explain that. Drew, right, he wanted to get that letter in an envelope pronto. Get it out of sight of my beady eyes, right? So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away.
And what about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction, chump? Aw, man, you should have called him a chump, like, out loud. Come on, Apollo, you had your moment.
Well, Mr. Justice, have you anything to say to the witness's claim?
That night, the victim put a letter he had been writing in a red envelope. It's possible? I think it's possible. It's entirely possible. But Apollo! We checked the contents of the envelope yesterday, didn't we? Oh, you're right. God, the answer was clear if I'd only given it a little O. Did I mess up? As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of the envelope. See, I thought it was possible because it was resealed. Oh, maybe I was thinking about it incorrectly. With, the assistance of a forensic scientist.
What?
Note that this letter is addressed to Drew Misham.
Oh?
Oh, maybe we didn't do wrong. Why would he address a letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself. I guess, okay, maybe we're okay. Oh my god. Looks like Earthworm Jim.
Order, order!
That was a tricky one. I almost thought I had the can there for a minute, but I thought I was right.
Mr. Brushel, can you explain this to the court? Oh my. How could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets lots, end quote. I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brushel.
Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, oh, this dude lying about everything.
Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something.
His desk drawer?
Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp, end quote.
To send to himself. What I just said, though.
A stamp, whatever for.
Well, to mail his letter, what else? If y'all could see my face right now.
And then, why, yes, I think I saw him put it in the letterbox. Yes, it was a yellow envelope, and he put it in the box.
What is happening here?
Well, apparently this yellow letter has nothing to do with it. Oh, how I wish it did. Just think if that was a suicide note. What a story.
Are you just making up shit to write about?
Star writes suicide note in front of reporter. Falls, end quote. Ugh. As I was saying, that has nothing to do with this case. That said...
Yes, Your Honor?
It makes me wonder about the contents of that red envelope.
I mean, we can show it to you. You've got it right here. I think that's what we're doing right now. Alright, so we're gonna show the judge what was inside.
100,000 is quite a good deal of money.
So, this was from 7 years ago, yeah? It was. What?
So, am I finished here? Am I finished here?
Boy, you were finished before you walked in here.
I was thinking of, going home to start writing.
Writing a bunch of lies, I bet. What you gotta say? No one's gonna say anything? Nobody. Ain't nobody believe this dude. That is so me right now. It couldn't be more me if I tried. I hate to state what should be pretty obvious to anyone. But when you catch the scent of a story, you make that, rather unique face. Yeah, I don't want to look at it. I honestly don't. Oh no, something tells me I'm gonna have to.
Attorney has active imagination, little elf, end quote.
Bitch, them's his fighting words. Come over here, Alfalfa. I'm gonna beat you.
Even I noticed something, and my eyes aren't what they used to be.
Same.
I'm starting to understand what all this perceiving stuff is about.
Oh no, we've got to perceive him, do we actually?
Judge has active imagination, end quote.
It's okay.
Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story.
Oh no, don't do this, I don't like this.
Hey, I'm the one asking questions here usually.
Ugh, so gross. The scent of a story. What the fuck is this gonna be about?
Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview, end quote. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. That red envelope probably had something to do with it.
People said that if you do have to perceive something and you look on the testimony before perceiving, you might be able to catch it. I wonder if that's something I can do.
Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare.
I didn't see anything there.
So you threatened to go to the press with this story? That's how you got your interview? Blackmail?
Well, yeah.
I mean, no. It wasn't exactly black. I mean, I'm not... Ugh. Something wrong, Mr. Brush?
This guy is shade. I don't like him at all. Is there anything worthwhile about this dude so far?
Look, this is my story, my tidbit. Journalist info is livelihood, end quote. I see.
Well, you have me chatting away in here. What's going on out there?
What if some Wally Waldsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? They be going to press while I'm going to waste. The court feels your pain, Mr. Brushel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace.
Certain case 7 years ago. Wait, 7 years ago? I think I understand what he might be saying. Alright, the scent of a story. Let's see. Oh no, the bracelet. I'm gonna real quick go through this testimony and see if there's anything I can catch before perceiving, like before pressing the bracelet, because I don't know if there actually is anything. The victim, Drew Misham, had an aversion to reporters?
Boy, I guess. Not even my considerable charms did much for him.
Gee, I wonder why.
Until I finally got my thumbs up, that is.
Maybe you can elaborate on that a bit for us. Porter Leverage's story gets his interview, end quote. He's not doing anything there. Exactly what sort of story was this?
Oh, a little one, like I said. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing in between, end quote. I might have suggested I had a lead on the particular story, but I didn't threaten or cajole or nothing, honest.
So a suggestion was enough to get an interview? Mr. Misham must have really wanted to keep it under wraps. Okay. Story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. Alright. First I'm gonna press them and then I'll go through and see what I can find. A certain case 7 years ago? Tell us, what case? You don't know, do you?
Let me state one thing, Mr. Attorney, and you can quote me on this. I can't talk about that case.
Why not?
It's about journalistic pride and staunchness and credibility and connections. And my boobs. Journalist reveals sources only over his dead body, end quote. So what'll be? Gonna strangle me? Dead men don't tell tales.
Believe me, I would like to. He sounds pretty determined not to talk. Our chances of breaking his will aren't looking good.
Right. That red envelope probably has something to do with it.
He's not moving here, really, just his head, but it could be any of these things. He moves so much. How the fuck can you tell? On the one hand, we have your story, and on the other, this letter. What makes you think the two are related?
Oh, I was just saying it's possible. Call it reporter's intuition, end quote.
I guess I have to find, like, the one that seems weird and just press that one.
Hey, I say a lot of things. You gonna pick all of them apart? Be my guest.
I am. All of them? No, just the incredibly suspicious ones, which so far is his entire testimony.
I see. Anything else to add about Mr. Misham? Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare.
Just how amazing was Mr. Misham's talent?
Huh? Hoo-wee boy, I mean, hey, he's a star, man, a star. The flow of his brush is like a great undulating river across...
Don't ever say that word again.
Artist paints light up studio like sun, end quote.
This guy's full of wacky gestures. But that one just now was wackier than usual. Okay. He looks kind of nervous to me, Apollo. Definitely. I'm sensing something different than before here. Oh, he's sweating. Was he sweating before? I want to say he was, though. Maybe it's time to bring out you-know-what. That testimony left a bad taste in my mouth. It all makes sense. Nothing jumps out as ridiculous. I wonder what this story he's talking about is. It must have been good to get an interview with a famous recluse like that. Something powerful enough to drag Drew Misham out of hiding. I wonder. Maybe it had something to do with Mr. Misham's art. Probably the fact that he forged something, or maybe he got found out. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Alright, so this is the first. We're starting over. Let me look again. Porter Leverage's story gets his interview, end quote. Story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will. This is the one that Phoenix said was weird, right? Let's go. Doctor Who time. Let me see what I can find. hard to see anything. Oh no, I don't want... Guys, this is what I was trying to avoid. I don't want to look at anything here. Ugh. Is anything moving? I didn't see nothing, but maybe I'm not looking in the right place. It could be anywhere, right? It could be anywhere. Oh! Oh, gross, look! Is that him sweating? Ew, boy! Keep it under control. Get your ass some degree or something. Get some right guard. Sweat much, Mr. Brushel? Oh, there you go, Paula. You showed him.
Yeah, well, a man can't help with glands, you know.
God, you look like you have way too many fucking glands, if you know what I'm talking about. It's more than that. When Mr. Misham's talent was mentioned, you suddenly began to sweat buckets.
Ugh.
Don't air out your armpits here. Don't do that. You're hiding something about his talent. Oh, maybe he knows. He must.
That's ridiculous.
Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Misham's true talent lay. It just so happens it's gotta be the fake painting, or the one that was hidden behind the thing. Yup. He must know. This painting was found in Mr. Misham's studio. What you gonna say, boy? There are two problems with this painting. The first is that it wasn't painted by Mr. Misham. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Uh-huh. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000. I'm trying so hard not to look at him right now because he's disgusting. Which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries.
Oh!
Bye. Bye, Earthworm Jim. It was nice knowing you. God, he's awful. He's just awful. That is all, Your Honor. Yeah.
Everyone, please, everyone. Can we keep this private, please?
Boy, this is being like broadcast to a whole bunch of people.
This is my story, my scoop. Forgery, that's a serious crime. Drew Misham is known as an artist these days, but there were rumors he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back. Another art meaning? Forgery? Drew Misham was talented, alright. Talented at making precise, detailed fakes. A fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover.
Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about...
Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence.
Oh, of course!
The rumor started circulating 7 years ago.
7 years ago? Are you guys picking up what I'm picking up? Oh no, it's related? It's related.
So are we to understand that this letter, this payment of $100,000 was for... Exactly. Forged evidence nets tidy profit, end quote.
Whoa, okay. Well, that's important.
It's like our victim was living a double life.
Aha, this is my chance. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have had plenty of enemies we know nothing about.
Objection!
What now, darling? What? This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation.
Objection!
So what? But how do you explain all the money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here.
Objection!
Oh, okay, keep screaming. But there's no proof tying this letter to our case. I guess. Our case was and remained simple from the beginning. Only defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. Why did Phoenix put this case up if it's related? He must have done that on purpose. And you, of course...
Hey, the only thing I poison is my pen when I'm writing reviews. Mr. Brushel, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable.
You think?
It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. Journalism's so solid you can stand an elephant on it. End quote. In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony.
No. 40 minutes of this dude is enough. We're gonna have to do that in the next one, because I don't think this is over. Oh no, I can't believe they're really gonna tie that in. Unbelievable. Well, we're just gonna have to see where it goes. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.